So in Ephesians 4, verses 25 through 32, Paul gets into a fairly detailed list of character qualities, things that he wants the Ephesians to begin to do as they live differently from the world around them. Now, yesterday we saw the definite movement. Stop doing this. Be renewed in your attitudes. Start doing this. Paul gets into detail, and he follows that pattern in most of what he says. Let's take a look at that. So in verse 25, so stop telling lies. Let's tell our neighbors the truth, for we're all parts of the same body. Do you see the movement? Stop telling lies. Change your attitude. Recognize that we're all part of the same body. And then start doing something different. Tell the truth to your neighbor. Remember that this comes right after Paul has said that we will speak the truth in love to each other. He said that in verse 15. Verse 26. Don't sin by letting anger control you. Don't let the sun go down while you're still angry, for anger gives a foothold to the devil. Now he has two parts of the three-part movement. Stop doing this. Stop being angry. Well, not stop being angry, but stop letting anger fester, because that gives a foothold to the devil. He leaves blank what they're to begin doing, but he comes back and he picks that up later. Now we come to verse 28. If you are a thief, quit stealing. Instead, use your hands for good hard work, and then give generously to others in need. Stop stealing. Change your attitude. Instead of stealing, recognize that there are those around you who are in need. And then start working so that you can give. Develop generosity as a character quality. Verse 29, don't use foul or abusive language. Let everything you say be good and helpful, so that your words will be an encouragement to those who hear them. Stop using coarse language. Change your attitude. Recognize that people around you need encouragement, and they can get that encouragement from you. And then start letting everything that you say be good and helpful. Verse 30. Don't bring sorrow to God's Holy Spirit by the way you live. Remember, he's identified you as his own, guaranteeing that you will be saved on the day of redemption. Here again, stop doing this, because we recognize that we are his. Now, he doesn't say what we need to start doing, but you can kind of figure that out. And then verse 31, he just gives a hodgepodge of characteristics. And he doesn't follow the movement. It's like he's saying, okay, you guys get the pattern. So let me just list a number of other things. First, the negative things. Get rid of bitterness, rage, anger, harsh words, slander, all types of evil behavior. You can figure out what the renewal is and what you need to replace it with. But then he comes on and he says, start doing these things. Instead, be kind to each other, tenderhearted, forgiving one another, just as God through Christ has forgiven you. It's like Paul lays out now a workbook for them. He's given them examples of what they need to stop and start doing and the reason for it. And then he lists things. You figure it out now. You figure out what it is that you stop, the change in attitude, and what it is that you start. So what about you today? As we've gone through this list, maybe there's something that you've realized that you need to work on. Maybe there's something not in this list that you need to work on. Identify what you need to stop, what the new attitude is that you need to incorporate, and what you need to begin to do. I'll be praying for you as you begin to work through your own workbook of learning to live a transformed life. See you tomorrow.